Welcome to Think About It with your host, Jaden Miller.
Welcome. This is Jaden Miller, and welcome to my podcast, Think About It with Jaden Miller. Oh gosh, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to do a recap on the Gabby Petito case. There's been some significant updates in regards to her disappearance and unfortunate death. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about the difference between the things black moms say and the things that white moms say. All right. So we talk about cultural differences, and cultural differences are okay. It's all right that we're different. I like to tell people that we're more alike than we are different, but there's okay to have differences in cultures. And sometimes we say things differently just because of the way that we grew up. And so we've been talking about that, me and some of my peers as of late. So I'm going to share some of those with you. Hopefully you'll find those quite entertaining. All right, so I want you to do this for me though. I want you to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, because I am there at Think About It with Jaden Miller. You are listening to my podcast, and you can listen to my podcast wherever your podcast platform happens to be. I usually do podcast every Wednesday and Sunday. This is a special edition on Friday. I just felt like getting in front of the camera, getting in front of my microphone, and sharing a bit of humor with you before we talk about a more serious topic. So don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. This is Jaden Miller, and this is Think About It. All right, so let's talk about some things that black moms say that I remember hearing growing up. All right, and maybe you have heard some of these things, maybe not. I find them to be quite humorous. And I remember my own mother saying a lot of these things, but I still hear moms today, African American moms today, saying some of these same things. It makes it really funny to hear. All right, so let's talk about some of these. So one of them is, I'm not one of your little friends. I'm not one of your little friends. Black mothers love reminding you that they're the mama and not your friend, so act accordingly. All right, let's do that one again. I'm not one of your little friends. That's one thing that black mothers say. All right, here's another one. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? All right. So now, this is more of a rhetorical question. The answer is always no. All right, to that one. And usually when black mothers do this, there's usually some head movement or some neck movement that goes along with that. Maybe even some eye movement. All right, the next one. A hard head makes a soft behind. What the heck? A hard head makes a soft behind. What does that mean? Okay, well, when she says this, your best bet is to just straighten up before she tells you to go get the belt. All right, well, we still live in an age where some parents still go get a belt. I know we live in a generation where, kids will call Department of Children and Family Services on parents. So you got to be real careful on that one. But in some communities, that's still a term that's used. All right, here's another one. First of all, check your tone. First of all, check your tone. And usually with that one, there's a kind of snap with the fingers and maybe a head roll and maybe an eye roll to go with that one. Usually it's followed by, oh, you got an attitude? So don't argue, even if you feel like you didn't have a tone or an attitude, just be quiet. It's really hard to win an argument with a black mother. Okay, try it and see what I mean. All right, here's number 5. Stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about. Stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about. At this point, she has probably already given you something to cry about. Hence, why are you crying? However, suck your tears up until she leaves the room, then quietly cry into a pillow. quietly is the key word here. Stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about. Think about all of these terms that moms say, Black mothers say to their children. Once again, you're on my podcast, Think About It with Jaden Miller. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm also on YouTube. You can check out my YouTube channel at Think About It with Jaden Miller. And you can listen to me on your favorite podcast platform. I'm with you on a Friday today. I usually place episodes up on Wednesdays and Sundays, but I had the urge to do a special edition today. All right, here's this next one from Black moms. You got McDonald's money. You got McDonald's money. I don't know what it is with Black mothers and McDonald's, but they don't like to stop unless it's their idea. Even if you have McDonald's money, she probably isn't going to feel like stopping. Usually followed by, we got food at the house. There may or may not actually be food at the house. All right, kids love McDonald's. Okay, even still, there are more choices than when I was a kid, but kids love McDonald's. Okay, and so then that question is, when you're driving down the street and the kids see those golden arches, oh, can we stop at McDonald's? And again, mom says, do you got McDonald's money? The answer is usually no. All right, here's another one. Don't you get in trouble following behind them white kids. Uh-oh. Don't you get in trouble following behind them white kids. What the heck does that mean? Think about it. What does that mean? This is a conversation every Black mother has had with their children at some point, when they begin doing foolish things under the influence of their white friends. She will usually follow up with the explanation of, they won't get in trouble. You will. If you didn't have white friends growing up, substitute white kids with little friends, okay? All right. Not a term that I heard growing up, but one that I'm sure happens today, especially in certain communities. Here's another one. I hope you know that school work like you know them songs. Huh? What the heck does that mean? Okay. I hope you know that school work like you know them songs. I hope you know that school work like you know them songs. All right, for those of you that need an interpretation, okay, really what it is saying is this, all right? I hope you know your homework, okay? The work that you've gotten at school, okay? Like you know those songs that you can sing from front to back. You know the lyrics, okay? All right, well, how about your math homework, all right? How about your social studies homework? All right, how about your English homework? All right, did you write that essay? No, but you know those songs back and forth. That's what that one means, all right? Here's one that I even still use to this day. You smelling yourself. You smelling yourself. Black mothers say this too. You smelling yourself. This is usually said by Black mothers when you begin to think you're too cute or too good for your own good. It's a warning to humble yourself before she humbles you. There is nothing like a Black mother humbling you, okay? You may be high on this pinnacle, high as the highest mountain, but a Black mother can bring you back down into the valley very quickly. All right, here's another one. When we get in this store, don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Black mothers have a thing about you touching stuff in the store. That's because they are afraid you're going to break it, okay? And then they're going to have to pay for it, all right? Don't ask for nothing either, because it's going to be a big fat no. Don't touch anything in the store. I used to hear that a lot when I was growing up, all right? Here's another one, okay? This one usually comes along with a bunch of hand movement and some eye movement and some head shaking and some neck rolling as well. This one is called Fix Your Face. All right, fix your face. You probably have a look on your face showing emotions of being upset that could be interpreted as disrespect. Oh, you do not want to disrespect a Black mother. Oh, that is the worst thing you will want to do. All right, so go ahead and fix that before she threatens to fix it for you. All right, and she will threaten. All right, here's another one. I don't care what blank mama does. I'm not blank's mama. That's right. There's another one. Okay. And they aren't her child. You are. So using the argument of what someone else's parents allow is a dead end conversation. I used to say that a lot growing up. Well, you know, Dee's mother used to let him, or Boo's mother used to let him. And my mother would always tell me, that ain't my child, boy. I'm raising you. Okay. I don't care what they mamas do. All right. Black mothers is what we're talking about. What black mothers say to their black children. All right. Keep playing and see what happens. That's the next one. Keep playing and see what happens. That's enough. There's lots of threats going on in black households, okay? All right. Another warning call of black mamas. Keep playing and see what happens, all right? There's still more arm motions, hand motions, neck rolling, head jerking around, eyes rolling. Just please stop playing with her because no one wants to see what happens next. You do not want to get on the wrong side of your mother. All right. Okay, here's another one. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Maybe said through clenched teeth and usually in reference to something she told you 57 times. I forgot is not an acceptable answer. All right. In a black household, you cannot forget. All right. Got to be on top of things. All right. Didn't I tell you? All right. Here's one that I used to use myself. Okay. And I probably got it from my mother growing up. All right. It is, don't let your mouth write a check that your behind can't cash. Okay. Oh, gosh. That was a real good bit of advice from black mothers. All right. In other words, what she's saying is don't let your mouth get you in trouble, okay? Because you can't back up them words. She can, though, all right? We're talking about black mothers. Some things that they say with Think About It with Jaden Miller. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And I thank you for liking and following me on your favorite podcast platform, all right? Here's another one. Stop running in and out of my house, all right? Black mothers like for you to be stationary, okay? They like you to sit in one seat, okay? Be seen and not heard, okay? That's kind of what it is. But they do not like you running in and out of their house, okay? Find a chair, find a seat, sit down, okay? All right, here's another one for you. I brought you in this world and I can take you out. Oh my gosh, that is a term or a phrase that is just rampant in the black community. I brought you in this world and I can take you out. It's another warning call of black mothers. And at this point, you've probably really pissed her off. Go ahead and shut up. Apologize too. All right. And this goes back to the one that I did prior. Go sit down somewhere. Okay. So first of all, don't run in and out of the house. Now go sit down somewhere. All right. You make her nervous, okay? You making me nervous is what black mothers say. All this moving around and running around and going in and out of my house. Go sit down somewhere, all right? All right, here's another one. If someone hits you first, you hit them back, all right? Now, all right, listen to this. Even though the teacher at school may have told you to tell them if someone hits you, listen to your mother. If you don't, she may follow up with, you fight them or you fight me. Fighting her is not the correct answer. It all goes back to respect. Even though black mothers don't like to be disrespected, they don't want their babies disrespected either. All right? So, of course, black mothers are not advocating violence. They're just saying if someone hits you first, then you hit them back. In other words, you have a right to defend yourself. All right? So those are just some of the things that black mothers have to say. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and we were talking about how nice she is in college, and how a lot of times the kids, because she's really, really nice and is very, very intelligent, that they want her to do their work. And so I saw a text message that she sent to one of her friends, and then her friend responded back, I can't. Okay? I can't, meaning I can't do the work. Okay? So I told my daughter, I said, listen here, I'm going to teach you a couple of things, all right? So I told her to repeat after me, all right? I said, boy, get out to my face, okay? So if you're in college and somebody wants you to do their work, or even if you're in high school, just look at them and tell them, boy, get out of my face, or girl, get out of my face, all right? Another term I taught her was hell no, okay? Another term that we use in the black community to let somebody know that, look, I ain't boo-boo the fool. Hell nah, get out of my face. I'm not doing your work. I'm not doing what you want me to do. I am not a fool. All right, so those are some of the things that black mothers say. Let's look at some things that white moms say. white moms say? Okay, so then we know that there are some cultural differences. That doesn't make us bad or make us better than someone else. It just means that we say things sometimes that are different based upon our cultural background and our upbringing. Okay, so here's one. This is the logical from white moms. Okay, as long as you're under my roof, you live by my rules. Okay, now I can't speak to that because I didn't have a white mother, but these are some of the things that have been shared with me. Here's another one. God gave you a brain, use it. Okay, wow. It seems like white moms are using more logic to to discuss things with their children. Okay, all right. Here's another one that white mothers say: ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. Wow, that sounds like something black mothers would say, but which means that probably we're a whole lot more alike than we think. Okay, all right. Here's something else. Okay, so when I talked about black moms saying, well, if D, just because D's mom does it doesn't mean that I'm going to let you do it because I'm not D's mother. Here's this one, okay? Maybe this is the white version of that, okay? Oh, Jen's mom lets her do it. Well, fine. Go live with Jen's mom. I'll help you pack. Is that something that white mothers say? Okay. Have you ever heard your white mother say that? My white listeners out there, have you ever heard your white mom say that? Okay. Here's another one. Your room looks like a cyclone ran through it. Here's another one. Talking to you is like talking to a brick wall. Oh, here's one that I've heard. Let's play the quiet game. All right. Some of the terms that white moms use. But you know what? White moms are not excluded from being threatening. Here are some. I'm not asking, I'm telling. Ooh. Here's another one. When you have kids, I hope they're like you. Okay. Have not heard black mothers say that very often, but here's another one. Don't you use that tone with me, Mr. Missy. Don't you use that tone with me, Mr. Missy. Okay. Black moms tend to use more threatening language, all right? And I'm not talking about all, of course. Not all black mothers say things and not all white mothers say things. All right, we're just talking in general, okay? And we're trying to keep a little humor going here, all right? Here's another one. You better wipe that look off your face. Now, is that threatening or is that a kind way of saying, hey, you know what? Let's straighten up, all right? Here's another one. That's really, really something here. Someone better be bleeding. Someone better be bleeding. All right. Someone better be bleeding. All right. For black mothers, it better you are bleeding. Okay. It's not someone better be bleeding. You are. Okay. All right. Number 9. Where are your manners? Were you raised by wolves? Were you raised by wolves? All right, this is Jaden Miller. This is my podcast, Think About It. Think about all of those different terms that you heard. Black mothers say things that are exclusive to black people, usually, generally. And then there are terms that white mothers say too that may not be used by black mothers. May be sometimes, but may not always be. And so we're just talking about some of those cultural differences and some of the things that mothers say to their children. All right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. All right. And I would appreciate it if you would follow me on your favorite podcast platform. All right. So I'm going to switch gears here and talk about something a little bit more serious. In my past podcast, I've been giving you updates on this whole Gabby Petito case and her disappearance, of course, first. And now her untimely and unfortunate death. You all know the story. Her fiance, Brian Laundrie, and her were traveling across the country. They ended up in a national park in Wyoming. And it seems, according to reports, that on the way, they got into a number of arguments, okay, which ended with unfortunately, Gabby Petito's death, and then her boyfriend traveling from Wyoming clear across the country back to his home in Florida. And it seems that there are a number of different things that he did that has caused some concerns for the authorities. And so let me just update you now. The United States District Court of Wyoming has issued a warrant for Brian Laundrie now, who is still missing somewhere in Florida, they believe. But according to the FBI's Denver field office, after a grand jury indicted him for his use of authorized devices, they issued a warrant for his arrest. All right, so the FBI is looking for Brian Laundrie, not for the death of Gabby Petito, but because of his unlawful use of devices. And one of those would be a debit card and a PIN number that did not belong to him, for charges totaling more than $1,000 between the dates of August 30th and September 1st, probably during that time that he was traveling from Wyoming back to Florida without his fiance. And as I mentioned in my previous podcast, what was this guy thinking? Okay. He's now moved into suspect range. Before, he was a person of interest. And as you all know, law enforcement sources will tell you that when there's an untimely or unfortunate death or disappearance of someone, the spouse or the boyfriend or girlfriend is the number one suspect at first until they can be excluded. All right, and so Brian Laundrie, of course, has always been a suspect in this case, but the police have to be careful in how they characterize him or categorize him for fear of lawsuits and defamation cases. All right. Now, even though the FBI is seeking this person and a court in Wyoming has issued a warrant, this is the thing. The attorney for Brian Laundrie's family now has come forward and said, well, yes, a warrant has been issued for our son's arrest, but not for her death. Now, I'm still trying to figure out why this family, the family of the suspect, has this attorney, okay, speaking for their son who is nowhere to be found. Here is a unfortunately dead Gabby Petito, and they have a lawyer speaking on their behalf. I don't get this, okay? There's something so strange going on here, all right? What the FBI and their law enforcement partners are asking is for anyone that has any information pertaining to any knowledge of activities surrounding the travel of Mr. Laundrie and Gabby Petito to report that to them. If there's any sightings of someone that looks anything like Brian Laundrie, to call the local police so that they can further investigate and find out where he is. All right. So as I mentioned, Mr. Laundrie lives in Florida, and the police have been searching an area called the Carlton Reserve. It's a roughly 25,000 acre nature preserve near his parents' home in Northport, Florida. All right. The police began their search after Laundrie's family told police last Friday that they had not seen him for days, and that he told them that he was heading towards this reserve. All right. So the police have been looking through wooded areas, and they've been looking through bodies of water, and they've been looking through swampy areas to find him. All right. The police report that this search has been very, very rough, according to a Northport police spokesperson, and that they are still focusing their efforts within this area. All right. Law enforcement has stated that they won't be providing regular updates unless something of note is found over this weekend. All right. Sources close to the Laundrie family have told CNN that Laundrie left his parents' home without his cell phone and wallet on the last day they reported seeing him. Think about it for a minute. Is Brian Laundrie so upset at the fact that his girlfriend is now dead that he may have harmed himself? His parents certainly believe that that's a possibility. Is he possibly dead? Okay. Is he still alive? Where is he? Think about it for a few minutes. Where is this guy? All right. So we now know that Gabby Petito is dead. Okay, unfortunately. And now this story just seems so strange. Tensions mounted between the couple during their trip. Okay, so I reported earlier that they had this fight in Moab, Utah. Well, it seems as though they had another fight in a Tex-Mex restaurant somewhere near Jackson, Wyoming. Okay, the reports say that Petito was in tears and Laundrie was visibly angry. Going in and out of the restaurant several times and continuing to show anger towards the staff, around the hostess stand. All right. There was no physical altercation between Petito and Laundrie, but it was an altercation so severe in this restaurant that the people that were customers there and the wait staff remember it like it happened just the other day. All right. There is going to be a memorial visitation set for Petito on Sunday. All right. Petito's family told police that they were last in contact with her during the last week of August. All right. And as I mentioned to you all, Brian Laundrie, and this one still confounds me. He left her in Wyoming and drove clear across the country back to Florida, and did not report her missing, did not mention her, at least not to friends and certainly not to her parents, okay? And it wasn't until 10 days later, after he returned on September 1st to his parents' house, that now his parents feel the need, her parents, Gabby Petito's parents, feel the need to contact police. Now, you would think this fiance, if he left her intact, without any harm to her, would have called and told someone something. And so that continues to make this case very, very bizarre. So if Brian Laundrie is still alive, he has got some explanation, some explaining to do to a whole lot of people. And I have this sad sinking feeling that those explanations are not going to be very good. I'm going to come back and upload my next episode on Sunday. I usually upload episodes on Wednesdays and Sundays. I thought I would give you guys just a special treat today. I hope you're enjoying my podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget to follow me, like, listen, download on your favorite podcast platform. All right, this is Jaden Miller. Think about it with Jaden Miller. All those things that I talked about today, I want you all to think about it. All right. Thank you for your support. Please share and let other people know that I do have this podcast and that I am on YouTube. I'm trying to build my following. I hope you guys are enjoying listening to me. Thank you so much for listening to this third episode of Think About It with Jaden Miller. You guys have a great day.